going that way. I see. I can't. Yeah, rotate it. Rotate device. Hey, boom. No, I don't want to rotate device because you turned me off last time I did that. Now I can't even see myself. Shoo, there I am. Okay, my stand's got a little Viagra issues. So, and children of all ages and anyone else willing to be, know, perceive, and receive that they are the infinite oneness of all reality through all time, space, dimensions, realities and non-realities that they choose to be. Amen. All you cats, I've been having a lot of revelations lately about reality and the creations of realities. And a lot of them relate to the fact that I've been having Buddhist meetings at my house again. I've been getting more and more into the, I kind of started reading multi different philosophies and teachings from other time zones and other planets that haven't yet fully manifested on this planet, or actualized, I should say. So, are we even going live? I can't do it sideways. We're just gonna have to go with this game. I'm live, okay. So I got a ticket at 3:15 in the morning on a Sunday night or a Monday night. I can't remember what night it was. It was a Sunday or Saturday night. I can't remember days anymore because I'm self-employed and I work whenever I want and don't work whenever I don't want to work. Like tonight, I caused them to block my ability to shigoto, or to work, because I've been becoming a workaholic, trying to get back into the energy vibration of San Diego, which there's two different yin and yang of San Diego. One's the total gotta get ahead, gotta be ahead of the Jones, gotta have everything that Jones has and more, just to show that I do have a Woody in my pocket. And then there's the other half that's like, I don't want anything, because if I have anything, it's gonna pollute my mind and it's gonna destroy myself. Like the Indians in India who won't shit in public toilets because the lower caste system uses those toilets, and they would never shit in a toilet that had a lower caste system because they're untouchable and they're dirty. Stupid shit like that on this planet. Anyway, so that's why they pulled me over last night, because I had a Bernie Sanders sticker on the back of my car, even though there was almost no one on the freeway and I was driving the same speed as everyone else. And also, I was following a motorcycle because I wanted to see what kind of motorcycle it is, because I like motorcycles. So I kind of sped up a little to catch up to the motorcycle, and that's when they kind of pulled me over. So, anyway, there was 3 or 4 cars on the 1 or 2 miles of the 5 freeway going from about Grant to the 8 freeway at 3 something in the morning. I think it was on a Monday night. And this little slick Willie officer comes up and, you know, you were going 85? And I go, no, I was actually driving with all the other traffic. So unless that motorcycle was going 95 and the other cars were going 80, I couldn't have been doing 85, because I was pretty much in between the fast car and the slow car on this long stretch of highway with 4 people in the middle of the night. And he goes, oh, let me get all your stuff. Let me get all your details, all your fine nitty gritty for the government, for the DOD officers I work for that cut me some slack and didn't put me on probation. They sent me to work for the SDPD. And so he goes, I'll be back. And he comes back, and his Asian counterpart, this first guy was a Caucasian. The next one, I stole that from a stand-down comic who performed the other night. I thought it was so funny as hell, man. Anyway, he was using reverse racism jokes that were funnier than fuck. Like, I'm neither a Caucasian nor an Asian. I'm a Middle Eastern, but since it's become a bad word, I now call it Mediterranean. Because everyone thinks he's Caucasian or Asian, or a mix of both. Anyway, I was just wanting to tell you guys that I'm so glad I have two vehicles because my freaking motorcycle broke down today. And it blew up the freaking starter. And I've been hearing this like weird sound. I was wondering what it was, and I realized it was the starter, man. That thing blew itself up. So it's been making some weird noise. I'm like, fuck this. It's something. I thought it was my clutch. And then they said it was my clutch. And it might very well have been my clutch, but it might have been the power directed toward my clutch, which actually before this blew out 3 batteries and blew out 3 headlights. So now it blew out the starter. We thought we found it. It's another demon in the works of the system. Anyway, we shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Actually, today I'm overcoming all this shit. It's over. Because I am the founder of this reality. Because I am a creator being. Because I am he as you are me, and we're all together, and we are all creating this reality. So have at it. This video is not brought to you by Gatorade, and I didn't mean to put the logo, company logo, in there without their express permission. So anyways, that brings me to the next subject while the helicopter's circling overhead for the car robbery that's happening down the street, probably. Because we are living in Mapo, it seems. Hi, everyone on there. I see you're sideways, but that's okay. Maybe I have to do it this way. Okay, now that I'm parked, I'll do it this way. Okay, you guys want it? You wanted this view? Okay. So, I can't use the name of the healing modality because it's copywritten or it's under license usage agreements that I'm not privy to on this planet or in this lifetime anyway. I think on this planet, but not in this lifetime. So anyway, I'm not going to argue it anymore. So this healing modality, it's ineffably named the healing modality formerly known as Access Energy Transformations. But anyways, one of the amazing things I've been contemplating while studying Buddhism is I kept making videos on how Buddhism and Access Consciousness are actually the same philosophy, just coming at you from a different person and a different point of view and a different direction and a different ideology and a different mindset and a different causal inculcations and a different causal incarcerations and causal incongruities and everything of every life that we all live on this planet. But one further thing I realized today or yesterday, maybe, who knows, because time's all blending into one. Time's a human construct. I may have been here 3 years. I may have been here longer. I may have never been here. I may not even be right here right now. But anyway, so I talked about on a few videos about the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, which before the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, it was called in the ancient Mesopotamian kingdoms, their religions, it was called the four stations of the zodiac, the 3 stations of the zodiac, which in the Secret Teaching of All Ages by Manly Hall, which you can read PDF version of, he says it's the sunrise, which is the birth, which is the actualization of the reality, which is Jesus later on, which is appearance, honozeso, in Buddhism, and which is in Access Consciousness, energy. So in energy, the three factors of life, otherwise known as the Trinity of life, otherwise known as the 3 stations of the zodiac: sun, rise, the nadir, not Ralph Nader, even though he spelled it the same way, and before he changed it, it was when he was born, it was the nadir. Anyway, he changed it to nadir or er, but anyway, it's the same pronunciation, just different spelling. And the sunset. So what do we got for the high and mighty up on the top in the grand cathedral of beautifulness? That's actually Jesus. Shit, that's appearance. That's full actualization. I got it all wrong. Strike that and reverse it. So that's the appearance, honozeso, which is the energy. Energy is just all appearance is just energy swirling patterns of energy, patterns of organic energy, appearing to be real based on causal effect systems thereof, of the binomial equations of the karmic bonds and the Mobius strips that hold in reality, and all the things they call it. They call it covalent bonds and all this stuff. But anyway, it's just the energy of people's point of view being actualized, and that is the Jesus. Now, who's doing the actualizing the sunrise? That's the Father giving birth. So I'm screwing all these up. So I gotta write it all out and get the graph and do it. But anyway, you got to go back and watch my video. I talked all about that. But what I've understand now is the next step to this whole thing. So Buddhism says we live in a threefold reality, which is the Trinity, which is the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, which is appearance, nature, and entity, which is energy, space, and consciousness, and access consciousness. I almost said the ineffable word. Strike that and reverse it. I didn't say that. Cut that out. Okay, so biomimetic mimicry of all, biomimetic demimicry of all ensigns, infractions, demerits, detentions. They're all time, space, dimension, reality, here, now, and everywhere. Here, there, and everywhere. Okay, they're deleted. I didn't say that. So if you wanted to know what ineffable means, effable means fuckable, but ineffable doesn't mean not fuckable. It means you can't say the damn word. Or maybe because you fucked them, you can't say the word, and then they wouldn't be fuckable because no one would know you fucked them. I don't know. Anyway, the ineffably named modality means you can't say the name, and I almost said it. So I just deleted all possible infractions upon the matrix field that could have been produced by the video, which from within I am composing. There we go. So everyone always says, "Oh, when are you gonna do this? You've been talking about being, writing all these songs and changing the world with your music. When are you gonna do it?" When is based on a human construct, which is called time, which doesn't exist. Okay, I'm gonna take this upstairs because I don't want to run my battery low because I just fucked up one car. One motorcycle. I don't want to fuck up a car now. Ugh, I've already done enough damage with my crazy driving, and I gotta stop that. Okay, starting the car. I'll come back at you guys. I gotta do some healing sessions. Peace out. Love you. You'll be like, what the hell was he gonna tell us about the six factors of life according to Access Consciousness, which 3 are implants or explants. The where is not, because you're everywhere. You're an omnipresent being. The where is always you. The who is what you are, the Trinity, the consciousness of all things fully actualized in a being state. And what? Infinite being. You are a Buddha of absolute freedom. So the what, the where, and the who are the only 3 factors, which are the appearance, nature, and entity of threefold reality talked about in Buddhism and talked about in the ancient Kabbalah, and then bastardized in the Christian teachings of the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. And I already did videos on that, so you're going to have to go back and fully watch that because I didn't feel like saying it because I started confusing it because you guys are all getting me confused because you're all thinking. Stop thinking out there. The founder of the ineffably named healing modality says, if you're thinking, you're stinking. So just know that you know that you know. We're going up to my house. This is the Grand Central Buddhist Center. If you want to come here and skinboard, or if you want to boogie board, or you want to use my wetsuit, or you want to grow medicinal cactus and other things we used to grow in those pots, which we're not, because we have to pay for electricity now. Come down to number 7 with the beautiful building with the big sunshine on it, and the moon's back there. The moon's over there. And we got Bo the dog across the street who protects us all from demon spirits. Okay. So, as I was saying, before I was rudely interrupted by time, space, dimensions, and realities, as if they were real. Turn on the light. Okay. I can't show my... That's also a... Oh, that's where I'm at. Oh, I was turned around. You were seeing my reflection. You can't... That's my Bootsadon. I'm not going to show my Gohansen today. Even though you've probably all seen one before because you guys are infinite beings and you've been in my house a million times. I want to tell you that I am Shinichi Yamamoto in case you didn't know who Shinichi Yamamoto was. And I'm going to take someone cool who watches this video and comes to California to hang out with me. If they're cool enough. It's going to be like this lottery system. I'm going to put like 5,000 people's name on. I'm going to go see Kiss My Aztec. So I just got to find the right person that's ready to wake up to the infiniteness they truly be in La Jolla. This soon to be ending performance October 13th. That means we got 2 weeks. Get your shit together. My motorcycle broke down, so I got to fix that first, and I got to get a fucking clutch on it, which he's going to double check if I really need a clutch. And then here's the amazing, let me turn on some mystical lightings. Okay, there we go. I like that pop. Don't drink that crap. Okay. So this was found at a really cool thrift store. So is this one. The Japanese character for love somehow came off or disappeared. But most of the rest of the painting is still there. So my daughter's gonna have to write the love there because that's part of her name. Once she's willing to say hi to the amazing protective deity in my household that is amongst the children of the corn. And these are the corn candles. And my purple vacuum cleaner that is not working as good as it should, and I'm probably going to get a new one real soon. But since I don't have much rug, except that little rug there, and this rug my other third in Japan bought for me. That was a new concept I just thought of. The other third. I wanted you guys to know that I do love you, just in case any of you guys didn't know. And let's turn on this one. I like this one. We got some incense burning here right there, but it's not burning right now because I don't leave it burning when I'm not partying, you know. Now that we're partying together, we turn on that light. Look at that light. It's got Founders Hall lights up in different colors. That was my alma mater's little present for when I graduated. And that's my diploma. I couldn't figure out a way to hang it because it's so weird. So this is the first place I've ever hung it. And this is some students gave me from Japan. And this is what the government gave me for working for them in Japan. And this is what my Bootsadon gave me from a lady who in 1972 went on Tozon, who I have her Tozon badge in my Bootsadon, that I've been trying to find if she's still alive today. Might not be. But I have her Bootsadon. She got this from President Ikeda in 1998. And these little cool lights, I should turn those on. I know, I'll shut my Bootsadon, that'll do it. Then you can see some of my Bootsadon. You don't have to look at my Gohansen today. Okay. So, we got the little cool Japanese lanterns, thanks to my Mama-sama. We got the World Shibuns and the Seikyo Shinbuns and they're not called Seikyo Shinbuns anymore. World Shibun and Living Buddhism. I still have some old Seikyo Shinbuns. And we just had a meeting here last Sunday. Was it last Sunday? And it was kind of windy on one side, so this one candle got burned pretty damn low. I'll have to put new candles on for the next meeting and put these over someplace totally cool. I'll probably put the corn ones just to fuck with people. Okay. Some people are from my YouTube page, I think, are coming to my meeting. This is where we burn the incense. This is a rooster candle that I got at some hippie thrift store in Del Mar or something. No, in Lucadia or something like that. La Costa. I can't remember. It's a frickin' rooster. I turned it around for my meetings because I didn't want when I put the corn candles up here, I'll turn around the rooster so they can see that it is a rooster. And if you want to go into like deeper stuff, this one still has the Nichiren Shoshu bird there, but they took the Nichiren Shoshu bird that was up here and put the Sogo Gakkai one, which is kind of cool. I think a lot of my Juzu stuff still has Nichiren Shoshu. If you turn it to one side, yeah. So this Butsugu still has Nichiren Shoshu. So I turn it around because I don't want anyone to think I'm freaking part of the temple or something, you know. I don't want them to think, you know, I'm like a inside agitator or something like that. Anyway, this is the rest of some of the other Butsugu stuff. My bell. Ring my bell, hell, ring my bell. Let me turn on some other lights now. We're gonna get nice and bright and clear now. Okay, that's where my other third, way back in the days, a long time ago when we was fab. And my beautiful daughter, who is the fourth Rosina in the family. That's the third Rosina, which I thought was just Rosa. I never knew she was named Rosina. Oh no, so that's the second Rosina. This is the third Rosina who died when I was in junior high school that I always really loved, and they said I would ever get a daughter, I'd name her Rosina. And this is my great grandmother, which I never knew her name was Rosina too. And it turns out her dad's, this woman's husband's first wife was named Rosina too, which I forget how that all worked. Anyway. So we got the little hat carrying minstrel cycle guys. We got the old dolls from Germany, and some over here with some other things from Japan because we're all like multicultural and shit. And we got little guys that their heads like freaking bow when they like shake. Like if there's an earthquake, their heads will be like byung, 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 byung. You'll know it's an earthquake before it even happens. You'll be like, damn man, my guys are shaking up. Okay. Then, you know that old test, if there was a box and there was a cat in there and you cut through it, how would you know if the cat died? That's how you would know. It fucking just came here. It got cut in half from the fucking Schrodinger box. You thought you didn't fucking know what happened, but he's still alive because everything that is dead is actually in a state like living. It's just inanimate for a time being. So it's actually alive even though it appears to be dead because it's chopped in half. Which really, I mean, I know a lot of people that are chopped in half and they're still alive. I mean, chopped in half and like their cousins and their aunts rule the kingdom of their nest egg. That is the bright light right there, straight up. What is it called? Okay, we got that. Oh, look at that. That's a cool class. I like that class. Oh, did you guys not see my freaking novel cover? There's been so few people on the planet in this lifetime in this timeline that have yet read my novel, which is quite unfortunate to a lot of people, especially I. That's the cover for Myth Shattering. That was unfinished work of Michael Goddard, who said he's going to finish it someday if we ever are in the same time zone. I think he lives in Lost Wages, and I never felt like going to Lost Wages. I think if I ever went to Lost Wages, I would never find my way back. I'd be like sucked into the demon's hole. Anyway, he's still going to finish that someday. But anyway, this is a little kid, otherwise known as the main character, Debussy Xanthakis. And he's throwing a book at this glass painting of reality as we have been indoctrinated to believing is the only possibility, which is the rulers, the 1%. And all the collective religious affiliations that the 1% allow us to be part of. If they don't believe in democracy, they don't let us be a part of, and they kill us like the Uyghurs and the what other millions of other the Christians in the 1600s that lived in Japan were all brutally executed for not giving up their religion. Nichiren, a great Buddhist monk from the 13th century, was among the executed. This is probably more the executed right here. This is the priestly class. Just joking. They all dressed like beggars in the old times, so I should have put the priestly caste of monks here, and then the other caste that wears suits and ties and big crazy helmets and hats and purples, velvet sashes. And this is the freaking working class, or the fucking merchant, or the landlord, or the prison guard union. And I'm busting, Debussy Xanthakis debut, who was pictured after who I truly could be if I wasn't choosing to be who I'm being right now. That isn't really me. And he's throwing this book, which he just wrote, called Myth Shattering, through this painting, this picture, and it's shattering. That's why it's called Myth Shattering. It has Myth Shattering written across it. Tim Janakis. It was actually first published under Timothy Harada, which was my stage name when I married a Harada back in the days. Okay, so this is the classic society, and the gods are way up here in the corner. I forgot about that. They're really they make sure that the king is the king and no one else, or the special elected ones are elected and no one else can be in that class system. And it's divined by the church that says they talk directly to these ones up here above them, which is kind of weird, huh? Anyway, and then the merchant says, I keep all this freaking free flow of information flowing from the gods to the priest through the publication of books and archives and commentaries. And this guy says, I'm giving it all up for Jesus. I don't want to do anything but meditate and collect alms. That's what some of the monks, marathon monks of Mount Hiei look like. Anyway, he's supposed to be a beggar. You and me and everyone else who chooses to beg for a living. Okay, so what it means, you got to figure it out yourself and read the book and commentate on it. Anyway, I was going to tell you about the three realities are isness, are-ness, and awareness. So awareness is everywhere because you're hyper-local, hyper-temporal, everywhere and everywhen, but time doesn't exist. So anytime they say when, that's an implanted point of view. That's the toxic mimic of the threefold reality. The other third of the toxic mimic is how. Because if you are a creator being, which you are that I am, that he is, that we are all together, then you create reality because you want to create it, you desire to create it, not because you have a way of doing it, a means and a modality. So a means and a modality doesn't exist. So what's the sixth factor of the three implanted, explanted points of view of the three factors of life, I should say. Not the six factors. Based on Buddhism, there's different types of 10 factors, but it's related. I'll tell you that in the next video. So you got the where, the who, and the what. You always know that. You are everywhere. What you are is an infinite being. Who you are is the are-ness, the be-ness. I am that I am, I be that I be, the creator being that you've always been, which has disguised itself as a projection of your infiniteness on some religious connotation of sameness and bullshit. Anyway, that's a whole long story. So that's what the book's about, but in a Buddhist discovery way, where this little kid discovers Buddhism from his dead dad's book collections. Not really my true story, but a lot to do with my story because my dad disappeared at 2 because my mom ran away from him when we changed our name. And the main character does change his name in that novel. Okay, so did we ever finish the 6 factors? Okay, so the 3 that are the what, who, and where. The when is an implanted point of view or explanted point of view or an impelled point of view. The other one is how, because there's no means and modality. It's just you being creative and creating with all the disparate elements or dispersed elements, all the dispersed elements of creation that are out there available to you, like people, like connections, like computers, like algorithms, all those dispersed elements you pull together, being that you are willing to choose to create, and you create. You don't have to do it. You're not a human doing, you're a human being. I gotta take a drink, hold on. I'm about to say the last one, which is the most profound. And the guy told me not to drink freaking Gatorade while I make the video, because it's poisonous. Actually, poison, I actually deactualized all the negative polarity that was in it that made it poisonous to other people, not me. You got to watch the video on demolecular remanifestation and molecular demanifestation of impurities and demolecular remanifestation of all healthy and salubrious and orgasmic compounds. Okay, so the when, the how, and what's the third one? Who, why, when, where, why? So this is what people always get stuck. Like, why did this person beat me? Because you chose to be in another abusive relationship. Why don't you get the fuck out of that relationship? Why do you keep going into another abusive relationship trying to figure out why the last person abused you? There's no why. People just choose to do things, or they don't choose to do it. And you chose to try to figure out why the past, when you choose to figure out why the past happened, you have to recreate it to figure it out. And to understand is to stand under, not to be confused with the Buddhist term in the Lotus Sutra called belief and understanding, which was actually a different term, which I'll have to redefine to you another day because I'm talking about something different. So, are you guys ready for it? Yes, you are. Okay, so now that I'm drinking water, I'm not drinking the toxic poisons that you think I was drinking, because it looked like the ones you drank because you didn't know how to demolecularly remanifest all the healthy, salubrious, and orgasmic dead things that were killed by Monsanto and collective algorithmic fictitious entities called corporations that have been given personhood by an unelected bureaucracy in Washington that only a small percentage of people actually showed up to vote because most people didn't believe in the system is worth voting for, which I don't share that point of view always. Okay. So there you have it. That's the three factors of life, or the energy, space, and consciousness is who, what, and where. So the Holy Ghost, how that works in the who, what, and where. The who is the Godhead, or the Father. The what is his creation. Because he that he is, or am that he am, or be that he bees, is a plural. That's why the original definition of God in the Bible before the Second Testament was bastardized by the Roman Empire. Elohim, which was God, was a plural, because gods are the beings that awake up to their full consciousness, otherwise known as Buddhas, which are creator beings that create reality based on choice, which doesn't mean there's a why, because why means there's like they were controlled by some external forces or some upbringing. So if you don't have free will, there's a why. Because I did this, I only treated you like shit because my mom treated me like shit, or I only didn't get good grades in school because my parents were piece of shits. Which it doesn't matter how much piece of shits you chose to get good grades or not good grades. Because I chose to not get good grades all the way up to junior high school because I told all my teachers it doesn't fucking count towards shit. And then I got to high school, I got all fucking A's and B's, but I didn't know how to read yet. So I knew how to read, but I didn't know how to read out loud because I was like downloading everything for so long on an energetic basis. I knew everything based on people standing up and giving speeches at seminars and meetings. I didn't have to read. But I couldn't read out loud when I got to high school, So they thought I was, even though they sent me to special reading with my brother, we were both in special reading. It was because we didn't eat that well because we were pretty poor and we had a lot of popcorn for dinner and spaghetti, but that's a whole other story. See, that's the why. That's that's supposing that I didn't choose my mom or choose my family or choose my karmic situation, which the final teachings of Buddhism says you're the chooser of this. You chose out of compassion to have these parents that have this reality. So it was just a choice. There was no why. There wasn't like a karmic chain of command behind you that made you, oh, I'm going to be like this. I'm going to be stupid like that. I'm not going to do my homework and I'm going to smoke pot and I'm going to get bad grades and I'm just going to fucking feel like shit the rest of my life so I never get a good job. And then I get fired and then I live on the street. That's a choice too. Not that everyone is willing to know that they chose what they chose, because it's kind of a weird, it's like blame the victimization. But anyway, that's what this whole depiction is right here. Wow, this is all spinning real nice. Rotate device. Okay, I'm gonna stop this all. I'm gonna stop streaming because I think we've said enough.